Starting with the newest edition, one of the newest editions anyway, Yusuf Gatewood. The new regent of New Orleans, Danielle Campbell as Davina. The unofficial Michelson brother, Charles Michael Davis. I actually allotted extra time for screaming, so honestly, just go for it. Creator and executive producer, Julie Pleck. The man who will break your heart and then rip it out and probably eat it, Joseph Morgan. The brother with a suit for every occasion, Danielle Gillies as Elijah.
Yeah.
Nice jacket.
Yeah, give it up for this jacket. Huh? Out of a suit and into a smoking hot jacket.
I know, right? The one time he's not wearing a suit. The she-wolf, who is currently more wolf than she, Phoebe Tonkin. Executive producer, Michael Narducci. And everybody's favorite token human, Leah Pipes. Now, I do have a lot of questions about the past season that we all enjoyed, but I think I really need to address something that we just saw in that video, which was new, I believe. Julie and Michael, who the hell were those two people, and how can we make them dead?
They actually, it was a scene that we shot for the season finale at the end of last year. We wanted to kind of have a little tag at the very end that said, oh, there's danger coming in a new form. And then when we saw the episode, we preferred it ending on Klaus's emotional moment, sort of just teeing up that there were new enemies to come. And then when we hadn't started shooting this year yet, and we, you love to come to Comic-Con and show off new footage, but we didn't have any. And so we thought, how can we show the audience like what is in the works? And we thought, oh, there's that scene. So we used it, and it's just a hint of Narducci. It's a little hint of what's to come in terms of the new villains, maybe.
Well, yeah, we talked a lot about how the Michelsons have been around for 1,000 years, and somewhere along the way, they probably turned a bunch of people into vampires. And those vampires know that if an original dies, as we saw with Finn and we saw with Cole, an entire sire line will be wiped out. So what perspective do those sired vampires have, all of them, the remaining 3 sire lines? What do they think about the continued existence of the Michelson family? So that's the seed for season 3.
Very cool. Does that mean that the Dahlia, Esther, all of that is kind of, that chapter is now closed? We're kind of not focusing on the parents anymore?
Well, the beauty of it is that the Michelsons were able to vanquish their parents and their evil, nasty aunties. And so now they get to experience what it's like to be the so-called parents themselves of their first line of sired vampires. And so the children are coming to town with an axe to grind.
Cool. Now, I know you guys have not gone into, you've started a little bit, but you haven't gone into full-fledged production on the new season with everybody, filming. Is there something, do you guys have like a tradition when you all go back to Atlanta to film? I'm thinking like karaoke, some kind of bonding thing.
Joseph is in charge of social activities.
All right, so I organised a gathering and then cancelled it the day after. And they won't let me forget it.
That was swiftly followed by Phoebe Tonkin inviting us to
Oh, yeah. What happened there?
and then cancelling the day after as well.
I was invited to a party with Danielle Gillies and Scott Baio, and then you didn't show up?
I did cancel that last night, unfortunately. Charles was in charge.
Scott Baio, who, of course, will be a vampire in season 3. Now, going to the show, we've seen Klaus and Haley kind of trying the co-parenting thing. It did not really go so well, as we all saw. How is Klaus going to kind of be as a parent without Haley around?
Well, before he alienated his entire family by toasting Elijah's girlfriend and cursing the woman he was in love with, Klaus survived sort of under the umbrella of Elijah's protection and forgiveness, I suppose. And so Elijah was always a voice of reason, and Haley was always there to battle it out with him. So I would say badly. He's going to do badly as a single parent, And I think he knows he's kind of messing it up, but he's trying. At least he's trying. You've got to give him that. Even if he's warping the mind of his young daughter before she's uttered even a syllable.
Oh, jeez. Well, I imagine he can always compel, a few dozen nannies, but he does have Elijah there to kind of help him co-parent. I'm thinking, like, shared schedules, midnight feedings? Who's doing what?
It's like we both wake up when the baby's crying, and it's like, are you going to get her? Or
I think I'm going to be. Yeah, it's going to be.
All right, I'll get her.
I'm going to do the graveyard shift. I know that all too well.
Yeah.
But you know, we've got to remember too. Freya's going to be doing the lion's share of the work.
Oh yeah, she can do it.
There you go. She's a nice. No, but come on, like Freya's Switzerland at this moment in time. I think for both of us to be in there, it's just. I'm going to stop talking.
Speaking of Freya, you know, I think Riley's a great addition to the show. You know, it's got to be kind of tough coming into such a tumultuous family and kind of finding her way. So how is that character kind of fit in season 3, and how is Riley fitting in with you guys?
I think Riley owned it. I mean, she felt to me like a Michelson right from the beginning. Very strong, very intense, and 25% batshit insane, and very, very great addition to the family. I think Klaus made a calculated decision when Dahlia told him that she would be needed to raise this child because she was a firstborn Michelson witch, and without Dahlia, Hope might go a little bit off course. And Klaus said, no, there's no way I'm going to let my baby be taken by this witch. So he made sure that she was taken down and then invited and made peace with his sister and brought her into the family. So she has a very important part to play in this family. And I think Daniel's absolutely right. The brothers are estranged. But Freya, who has wanted a family for 1,000 years, is coming into that compound, and she's going to live there, and she wants for there to be peace in the family. And they're going to need to find some way to deal with one another given what's coming.
Well, and I think anytime you bring somebody in under the umbrella of the Michelson family, or even really within the cast itself, you're always sort of like, how's this going to work? And is this person going to be, are they going to fit in? And what's beautiful about Riley is that she just is one of those great personalities and great, wonderful spirits that she just kind of dropped right in and made herself at home. And we wish, she was here. She's in Atlanta with her mom.
Yeah, it clicked right from the beginning. When we first did the scene with her, she walked right between Klaus and Elijah in the graveyard and kind of threatened us both, put us both in our places. So like, okay, she can.
I wanted her off the set. I said, get her out of here.
He said, listen,
get her out.
I feel extremely threatened by this actress. But despite his protests, we kept her. And then she told the story of her childhood with Dahlia, and so then we got to see a little emotional side from Freya, and she rocked that as well. And so I think at that point everyone was like, hey, can she stay?
I think we should only talk about Freya for this
Any
whole
more questions about Freya?
Well, actually, I have to go back to Klaus and Haley for a minute. I feel like I've always viewed them as sort of like a really bitter divorced couple, and they have to share this child. I'm kind of wondering if they were to go in front of like a judge, like supernatural Judge Judy, let's say, and argue their case for custody. Who do you think would get that baby?
Well, firstly, I think it would probably be Jerry Springer if they were going to go on like a relationship television show. Who would get custody? Ooh, is that the question? I don't. Probably Haley. You're awful.
As a matter of fact,
I don't know what to say to that because she's got a point.
Although I will say that I think Haley, for her whole life she's wanted family and she never had parents of her own. So I think no matter how bad Klaus is to Haley, she's still going to want to create a kind of normal family dynamic for her daughter. So she always will want Hope to have a mum and dad. So they're going to have to at least be in the same room together, I think. Yeah,
I think the struggle is what's going to benefit Hope ultimately, because each of them believes they're doing the right thing for her, and they've, especially, Klaus believes he's doing it for the greater good. He's doing all these terrible things to protect his daughter, but I think while Haley was still in human form and able to argue with him, there was a nice struggle, and out of that struggle came the decisions of how to raise their daughter, but
There is, in fact, a custody fight very early on in the season that's very violent, but does result in a decision on who should really be in possession and taking care of that baby. So it's funny you should ask there.
Oh, that's a good one. Now, it's a good thing we have Cammie around, because I feel like this baby, when she grows up, is going to need so much therapy. like you would not believe. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to kind of sit grown-up Hope down and really explain what's going on?
Well, I think she'll have an advantage having such a complicated relationship with Hope's father. She'll be like, I know where all of this is coming from, trust me. But yeah, Cammie has her degree now. Her first client is Klaus, which I feel like if she can solve that problem, she can pretty much solve any problem, anyone's problem. So, yeah.
I feel like there's a little conflict of interest thing there, but we'll let it go. And I have to say, I was kind of hoping that we would have like a high chair at the end of this table for at least one of the babies. Maybe like a little microphone. Who kind of works best with the babies on set?
Phoebe.
There was no hesitation there.
Yeah. I work with them so much. They're so cute. They're twins. I don't know if everyone knew that, but yeah, there's two baby Hopes. I think
And occasionally other babies.
And
When those two babies are on another movie or they're booked, we have to bring
Spider-Man.
in the sort of
And we have,
and then Chucky.
Yeah, the most terrifying fake
the
baby.
frightening rubber
in the
baby.
world.
Yeah.
We have like the American
Extremely
Sniper
heavy,
baby.
Weirdly, right?
It's not an inexpensive
That's a fake baby.
It is like the most expensive fake baby in the
it's
world.
not like, we should name the price tag, should we? But it's a very, very expensive, what's it, $9,000, $10,000
Yeah.
fake baby?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And like the ugliest baby you've ever seen.
It's like little foot will dangle out of the bunting of the wrapping, and you'll be like, what is
Gives me nightmares just thinking about it. Just
On the flip side, I feel like Hope is maybe one of the cutest babies I have ever seen on television.
Yeah.
Yes.
That goes for all of the Hopes. What was like the casting process like for that? Were you like, oh no, not this baby, no. Next.
Yes, rejection starts early. Actually, the original, am I mistaken? The baby Hope in the funeral dream sequence was actually the child of our craft service guy, right? Who had basically a 4-month-old and said, hey, you want to look at my kid? And then you can't say no to the craft service guy. That'd be so awkward. Like, no, your child's not good enough. But she was beautiful. And then it was just about, honestly,
we
choosing
replaced her.
pictures. Yes, well then, no one should put a child into acting. And it was just pictures. We're like, cute baby pictures. There
It
you
was
go.
actually like the best afternoon at work ever. They had this room and there was like 6 sets of twins. And it was just like...
And Phoebe and I went back there and like, can we hold all of you guys?
Yeah, like exploding ovaries. We were
But
like
the other thing is,
them all.
you have to also be like, some of you aren't going to be here tomorrow.
And we did. We held all of them. We were taking photos. Really cute.
Sorry.
Now I know that Haley is not going to be around necessarily all the time to be with Hope, but you can confirm that we will see Phoebe Tonkin in the flesh.
Yes. Yes, you will.
That is good.
I hope. You will.
I know you guys haven't started shooting yet. Have you all seen like the first scripts?
3.
Oh wow, first 3. So you do know, you're just being cagey.
Oh, yeah. We're on strict orders.
Yeah.
Of course. Who's going to kind of lead the charge in getting Haley back? I mean, I feel like it should be Elijah, but I don't know.
I would say it's Elijah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be. Who else is there, He's going to be holding a lot more coats out in the wilderness for her to shelter beneath.
Yeah, coats.
But the coats are going to become exponentially smaller and smaller. This is going to be a tiny jacket. This is going to be a thong. Not even. A false moustache. He's kinky.
What can you kind of say about that relationship? Because, I know, Haley is a married woman, and I do believe in the sanctity of, werewolf hybrid unions. But obviously there is still something there between Haley and Elijah. So what are your kind of thoughts on that?
I mean, the one thing I can say about Elijah is that he has monumental patience. I think he'll just wait it out. He'll wait for Jackson to die. No, I mean, he's always going to be there for her when she needs him, I think.
Although his patience with Klaus has run out.
Well, it's 1,000 years of it. He's only had like, what?
Well, I'm just saying.
2 years.
2 years. 2 years.
No?
Where were we? I can't remember what we were talking about.
I think we can move on.
I think he's going to remain devoted to her through whatever, and to that child.
Oh, well, I'm glad we didn't move on because that was beautiful. Going back to Cammy for a little bit, she and Klaus shared some pretty interesting words in that finale, hinting at maybe a really strong connection between them, some sort of soulmate situation. What is it about her and his connection that kind of really gets him to really open up? Because he's kind of a cagey guy.
Yeah, I think, we were just talking about this today, actually, and Narducci was wonderful enough to explain to me, like, what's going on with my character, which sometimes I need. But I think she saw her brother go into such darkness, and her twin brother, who's a mirror of her, so it was, a very dark experience for her, and she has darkness in her as well, and I think he sees that, and she sees that in him, and maybe sees in him the parts of herself she's repressing, and so I think there is an untapped darkness of Cammy that we potentially will be seeing some of.
And I think at the same time, Klaus sees that darkness in her and sees someone highly intelligent who's vulnerable and human and fragile and yet sees him with sympathetic eyes and looks at him not as a monster but as a complex soul. And that's something that he doesn't necessarily get all the time and doesn't necessarily maybe think he deserves completely, so there's some attraction there on his part.
She sees the good in him.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
Haley. I'm totally kidding. There's silence in the audience. No one liked that. No one liked that joke.
Let's talk about something that they will like, or I mean, it'll make you guys sad. Apologies in advance. But I feel like this season, more than last season, and even more than like on the Vampire Diaries, I feel like you guys just were so ruthless and killed so many fan favorite characters who we all miss so much. Were there any? I mean, I can list a few of them if you want. Aiden, Cole. I'm actually going to stop listening to them because it's making me sad. Take us into the writer's room. Like, which death was sort of the
Who's
one...
to blame is what
yes,
you're asking.
Who's to blame, and who were there any sort of deaths that you guys really fought over and rhetorical question.
I mean, typical day, we're sitting in there talking about how much we love our actors and our cast is phenomenal, and we're just kind of chilling out, and then the angel of death walks in and says, I feel like killing off so-and-so. And then we figure that out.
They have a big roulette wheel with all of our names on it.
I do.
And they spin it.
I say we need a good death. It's time for a good death. It's time for somebody to go.
Aiden.
Sorry, dude. You were good. No, honestly, it's funny because this year, we had, just from a logistical point of view, it's, Danielle Sharman, who was so wonderful as Cole. Yes, beyond. Got a job or something. Like, we had to deal with the logistics of actors, like, getting other different opportunities or chasing, their dreams in, like, Saskatchewan and the Middle East and God knows where, which a lot of actors on our show choose to do, go chase those dreams. But but really for me, like, it's like the best death is the death that you don't want to do. It's the death that it took Kevin 2 years to convince me to kill Aunt Jenna. And on Vampire Diaries, like, I was so determined not to ever kill Aunt Jenna, and then finally one day, like, somebody pitched it in a way, and I went, oh, that's terrible, I love it, So it's the deaths that make you hurt inside, and I think Aiden certainly was one of those for us.
Yeah. Going back to Cole, who we mentioned, I know, we almost got him back in the finale, and then we didn't. I think some of you here are to blame for that little switch up. But what are the odds that we're going to see him again, and in which body would we see him in? I'm admittedly, like, a little confused about how the body swapping works.
Well, no, we're going to see Cole, the character Cole, as played by Nathaniel Bazalik, right away. Yeah, in flashbacks early in the season. We're going to kind of get a glimpse at the whole original family about 10 years after they returned, and see what their life is like as they've been struggling to, like, adapt to this new part of themselves, and we may even, if we're lucky, see a little glimpse of Finn as well.
Yeah, I think Davina still wants Cole back, and she has a lot of power with these witches, so we'll have to explore what her perspective is there. And then Freya still has Finn in an amulet, and we know that Vincent's body is a decent vehicle for that soul, so will we see Yusuf playing two different roles this season? He does it so well.
It's been done before.
Yes.
I'll applaud you.
Nice building applause. I like that a lot. Yusuf, all the way down there, you are, at least on this panel right now, the newest cast member. So how's it been for you to kind of join it? And this is your first Comic-Con.
No, this is my first Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Comic-Con, it's been a humbling experience. I had no idea that I was going to be sitting in a conference with this many people here, and just the love and the energy that I get from the supporters of the show, that we all get from the supporters of the show, has been like nothing else I've experienced. So I'm so appreciative to be here for this. Yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you.
How good is he on our show? How good is Yusuf on the show?
So good.
Thank you so much.
And of course, he's going to be kind of a sort of a mentor figure to Davina. Do you know or have any idea kind of how that's going to work? I know she doesn't really want someone telling her what to do.
Yeah, and I don't know that she needs anybody to tell her what to do. I mean, this young lady has a lot of ideas that she can bring to fruition on her own. But I think this season we're going to see Vincent try to be a mentor for her. Whether or not she's accepting of the idea, what remains to be seen. We'll see.
Of course. Well, Danielle, I feel like of everybody up here, you're definitely one of the people whose character has kind of changed the most over the 2 seasons. I feel like you were this, this little witch that was like kept up in an attic, and now you're this like badass regent who's just like making threats. How has that that sort of growth been for you, as an actress?
I think as an actor, I love it. I mean, it's what you really want. I've gotten to experience so many different arcs, and I've really gotten to grow with the character. And you see her at the very beginning of season 1, she's scared, and she's people are after her, and she's locked in an attic. And then now she's leading people, and she's strong. And it's such a cool thing to be able to play such a character that's gone through so much. And then I guess there's nothing more I could have asked for. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I know, everybody loved the relationship between Davina and Cole.
Yeah.
I think Nathaniel even posted a picture on Twitter, July 4th, I think it was, so you guys definitely were not filming, but it was, I think got a hashtag Colvina. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Sharman did that?
No.
Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Oh,
one of those Coles. One of them.
The Cole we did not see you with. How do you kind of feel about...
Bring back... who was Chase's character?
Oliver.
Bring back Oliver.
Bring back Ollie.
Who wants to see Oliver back?
Everyone's like, who's Oliver? Exactly.
Back to Danielle. We loved watching you with Daniel Sharman. Do you feel like Davina could handle another love interest, or is she fully kind of devoted to getting Cole back and forsaking all others?
I think Cole definitely had a special place in her heart, and I think she'll always really care about him. But I think she's tried to bring him back so many times, and I think she's not. I don't think she's going to stop. I mean, I think I'm at. It depends on what the writers end up wanting to do. But no, I think he's been really important to her. He's the first person who really understood her, and I think she and him had a special connection, which is why they were able to do so much with their magic.
Yeah, and in talking about failed relationships, I feel like we have to talk to Charles Michael Davis over there, because you have...
Wait, we talking about my personal life now? What's going on here?
We can if
I've
you
already
want
done
to.
this on many talk shows.
I'm talking about Marcel. I feel like we've seen him with quite a few ladies, Rebecca being the most recent, and I feel like now she's gone. He's single. She's coming back.
She's somewhere out there. Yeah, I hope she comes back. Whatever body, I don't care. I like both models.
You say that now, and then she's
hello, Marcel. I'm finally back in my new body.
Oh, look,
86 years old.
I'm sorry.
Give us a kiss. You devil.
I like where this is going.
I'll be playing her, by the way. In a sort of Monty Python-esque.
Yeah. If we can't get Judi Dench, then I want you.
I'm second choice for
Yeah.
And in talking about relationships, it's not just about romantic relationships. I think we all love kind of the female characters when they can all get together and just sort of have their nice moments. There haven't been too many nice moments lately. Been kind of crazy in New Orleans, but can you kind of assure us that we're going to get some nice, friendly moments between the girls this season?
None. No, I'm kidding. No, actually, there's a good faction of writers in our writers' room who really believe that the female relationships and friendships are as strong and as important to the show as the supernatural stuff and as the bromance and all that and the romance. And they fight really hard to find ways to put characters together, like Haley and Phoebe and Leah, who we drink wine with and hang out with. No, we figure out ways to to develop those bonds. It's also fun. It's lighter. It's a lighter tone, a lighter energy, which the show needs every now and then to kind of brighten and sparkle it up a little bit.
Leah on the train yesterday was pitching to one of our great writers, Karina, and she goes, I have this great idea. It's like Haley and Cammie, and they're on the couch, and they're in their sweatpants, and they're drinking wine. I was like,
like Tuesday?
It's like, you can't put that at work.
No, but I want us to do it like always. We're so good at it.
Yeah.
That's where our real talent lies.
Yeah.
I would totally watch that show, for the record, just so it's clear. Now, you guys are moving to a new night this fall. I'm sure you guys are excited about that. Thursday nights after the Vampire Diaries. Yes. I would kind of kick myself if I didn't take the opportunity to ask if you guys are potentially thinking about, any crossover situations happening.
I think Michael Narducci should answer that question.
Yeah. I thought what you were going to say is now that you're on at 9 o'clock, are things going to get a little bit more adult?
Well, that too, are they?
Well, some clothes come.
Are things going to get a bit more adult?
Sexy.
How much more adult can they get?
I think they're going to get pretty adult. Yeah. I think some people are going to show up from the past who are potential sexy time.
Yeah. You are dodging the question.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Well, the truth about crossovers is
I have to give context to this because earlier today Andy asked the question, and I said to all of America, which I would repeat, I love crossovers. Narducci won't do them, which is a joke, of course, but he's been mad at me all day. So this was your forum to get back to me.
I think this way. I said this about crossovers once, that I'm a writer and producer on the originals. I have my sandbox of cast and characters who I can play with, and that's who I am focused on all the time. And I love those cast of characters. I get very defensive about them and what's going on with them. And I often feel sometimes for serialized shows like ours, which are heavily serialized, as opposed to something like Arrow and Flash, where they could team up and fight a criminal and then be done fighting that criminal and move on, I feel like what would happen if we did a crossover is there would be a crossover, there would be a lot of backstory, there would be a lot of catch-up, and then the characters would have to part ways again. And at the moment that they parted ways again, I think people would be disappointed and angry all over again. So I fear that no matter what we do with a crossover, it wouldn't kind of live up to the expectations, the high expectations that some people have. So I focus on our show and wait for my fearless leader to tell me, actually, Mike, I have the Vampire Diaries and the originals, and we're going to do a crossover with both of them, and we're going to bring in the people from Containment, too, because I am a god.
And there you have it.
Well done. Now we're going to go to audience questions in just a little bit, but first I want to do something fun. I know it's not the holidays, and I know we don't have a big-ass bonfire in front of us, but I thought it'd be kind of fun if everybody kind of thinks about a wish they would like for their character in the future, and you can just throw it in the imaginary bonfire.
Well, I'm a human, so I just want to stay alive. That's my only one.
It's a good answer.
Oh, shit.
I'm not. Shit. I have wishes for everybody, but I don't get to have.
Yeah, I feel like Michael and Julie giving that's like asking the genie what wish it
I
wants.
do wish
We're
for
the wish
Julie.
killers.
I do wish for Julie that Supernatural Judge Judy becomes her next spinoff.
Yes.
And Exploding Ovaries is the title of Danielle Gillies' next memoir.
Done.
I'm in.
I think a wish for Haley would be that Hope can live a normal, happy existence, I think would be what she would want the most.
That's very sweet.
Thank you.
That's
it.
very
I'm
ambitious.
I think for Elijah, other than wishing that his girlfriends would not be incinerated by
Oh, come on.
Well, come on, I'm saying I'm not letting that one go easily.
I didn't even like her that much.
So I would wish for him. Oh man, I wish for him. I'm actually wishing for something dark. Like I sort of would wish for a great division between the brothers before a reconciliation.
This is the best move
That's
ever.
how it's going to be.
My wish is for Elijah to wear more racing jackets. That's what that is, right?
Sorry, I totally misread that. I wish everyone would just do what Klaus says, because he's always right. He knows what he's doing. It's for the greater good. Come on, get on board with his plans. Everything will be all right in the end. Not everyone will be all right in the end, but everything will be all right in the end, right?
I just destroy wishes, so I should
Can I take your wish? I wish Marcel would cross over.
Oh.
Wow. Just trying to drop the crossover. Well,
I wish for more of your cleavage.
I wish for. Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Yeah. If we can get some dollar bills, let's see some ones. Trying to make some money out here. Somebody put on some Usher, some slow jams. Yeah.
I have a 20. What can we get for like a 20?
Break it up. Break it up.
You won't even take the money, I'll do it for free.
Break it into ones and let's make it rain.
I can make it drizzle 120.
If I throw loose change at you, can I make it hail?
All right, moving on. Next subject.
Davina's a witch, and I think it'd be really cool if she could fly. So whether it's a broomstick, I still think it'd be really cool. So that's what I'm going to say.
That's a good one. Mine's pretty selfish. I hate shaving, so I wish we could work something in so he eventually can grow like a huge beard. No.
I changed my mind. I want superpowers as well. 3 1-foot-long retractable adamantium claws from each hand, please. Thank you.
Why is the camera on me? I want to fly. I want to see these guys fly. I want them to charging up walls, and we don't have the budget for that, do we? I want to see more vampire stuff. Why am I wishing again? Exhausted my wish.
You guys can make as many wishes as you want. This is your made-up tradition.
It's raining wishes on you.
It's just
It's raining. Here it is.
It's raining
for your wishes.
Yeah.
God, it's embarrassing.
Tee it up. Tee it up.
What up?
It's raining.
What do you need? The rain of wishes.
What do you need
What
for
happens
rain?
when it rains? Oh, everybody sucks.
What?
We had a competition at the beginning of the
Oh,
panel.
shit.
Everybody was supposed to use the word umbrella in an answer, and nobody did it but me and Joe.
You did?
Oh, you just did now. Yeah.
Umbrella.
Umbrella.
You can just say it.
So sorry. So sorry.
What did we lose? We had the rain, the hail. It was there.
I had no idea.
We have been dropping hints. Awesome. All right, let's turn it over to some audience questions.
Oh, hi.
Hi, my name is Julia, and first I'd like to say that I love you all, especially Joseph Morgan and Danielle Campbell.
Thank you. Thank you.
Through a curve there, Daniel L. Campbell. You're all right,
My
Daniel.
question's for the whole cast, and it's if you were able to play another role, who would you want to play?
Oh.
On our show? Or just in general?
Yeah, on the originals.
I think I would choose Haley, the hybrid female. She's a pretty cool character.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
I would play Klaus. And mind you, probably better. But
I don't want to play anybody else. I want to play Elijah.
If I have absolutely had to play someone else, I would play Oliver because I just think he needs to be brought back to the show. And hashtag save Ollie. Bring him back!
Oliver. Cleavage is showing again. I would play Elijah because I think I look damn good in a suit.
Yeah.
Buttoned up to the navel.
There we go. I know it's distracting for you, my body.
I cannot concentrate. I refuse to continue.
I would play Genevieve. I thought she was a really cool character.
Yeah,
She's a lot of fun to work with.
Yeah.
Nice, there's some Genevieve fans in the house. Awesome.
Yeah, I think I might choose Elijah too. I think that's a really cool character that Dan has created.
They both quietly believe they can bring more to the role, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Not quietly, they're saying it to an audience of like 3,000.
Only because of what you've done with it, Dan.
Yeah.
And if you could just give him a bit more pizzazz.
Unreal.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Oh, yeah.
Julia.
Hi, guys. Oh, wow, that's loud. I'm so sorry. My name's Marissa. First, I want to say, Daniel, I watched Saving Hope, and your death killed me. I'm so sorry that you died.
Oh, my goodness.
So my question is for Julie and Michael. I was wondering, there's so much violence on the show and so much adult stuff, and I was wondering if the network or the studio has ever told you, no, you can't do that.
Oh, we have a story about that, don't we, Leah?
I don't want to tell the story again.
There's some things that we did that couldn't be shown.
So here's the thing about broadcast television is apparently you can decapitate someone, you can drive a knife into a vampire's skull, you can rip out their heart, you can shove a pencil up their nose, you can stab them a million times with glass. But when simulating a sex scene, if there's any movements at all that one would define as thrusting.
No thrusting. Pull back on the thrusting.
No thrusting.
A motion that originates from the hip.
No, wait, don't show that.
Oh, no, we need a demonstration.
It's difficult because I don't remember thrusting actually being in the script, so that was something that the actors chose.
It's a creative choice.
We brought that.
Look at Charles. You would do the same thing.
They chose it.
Let me tell you,
Again.
there was some excellent, spectacular, simulated, thrusting in the scene that was cut per broadcast standards. Well, I think in the same episode, like 17 people got brutally massacred.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
And it was some of our best thrusting, and can't believe. I hope it makes a special feature.
Charles called Leah for some extra rehearsal beforehand.
Yeah. Just wanted to feel her.
Thank you.
Hi,
Sorry.
I'm Katie. My question is for Joseph and Danielle Gillies. So Klaus has been really focused on ruling New Orleans. So if you could rule your own kingdom, where would it be and why?
New York City. It's the best city in the world. I'm in love with it. How about you?
I mean London. Mine would be London in like some penthouse overlooking the city, puppeteering. Yeah. Hey.
Great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's move the show. Said it before.
That's it.
Hi, I'm Skyla. I know that between you, there's been a myriad of different supernatural creatures. Phoebe, I think you've been a werewolf, a witch, a mermaid. In real life, what would you want to be?
Leah, you want to start?
Well, I always say witches because witches don't have to turn on the full moon and they don't have to be like plagued by they're the demons of vampires. They can just have all the power and really cute outfits. And if I can look more like Danielle Campbell, I'll take it.
Well, you can answer this.
I don't want to choose. I like being able to get into the shoes of all of them. It's a lot of fun to be anything as a writer.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, actually, I'm going to say a mermaid then. Like, life is better under the sea, and I would be mermaid.
I don't know. Merman. A merman. No, I'm pretty pervy, so I'd say like invisibility.
No, I'm happy where I am. Hybrid. Definitely not invisibility. Not in his. It's not actually.
It's like Invisible Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Superhero.
No, definitely, I'm happy where I am. When I joined the show, I thought I was only going to be a vampire, so I was thrilled to be half werewolf. So I'm sticking to my guns.
I like being the token human, and I'm just gonna stay there and then create more mermen.
Season 3, Season of the Merman.
The next spin-off.
You better not come in the water.
Sunshine, we shine together. I'll be here forever.
Okay. I'm blushing.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Which merman would you like
What
to
is
be?
going on right now?
H2O.
What is going on? How do I feel about H2O, the show?
You have a photo of H2O in
that.
your room.
Huh?
You have Charles has a photo of me as a mermaid in his dressing room.
Yeah.
It's big.
Next to the piano?
Yeah, no, it sits on top of my refrigerator. I'm still waiting to get it autographed. Please sign that picture and make my day, then I could finally frame it. Wait, was there a question?
Superhero.
What supernatural creature would you be if you could choose anything?
Oh, a fire-breathing dragon or a unicorn. That's my answer. I'm sticking to it.
What about Donkey from Shrek?
Okay, I think we've gone way off course here. Just going to put my hands up and say...
Anybody here ever watched The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yes.
You guys remember Mr. Swirl who disappeared every year summer left? That's who I'd like to be, Mr. Swirl from The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Mr. Squirrel.
I'm old.
Good question.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Katie. And if you were to go to Comic-Con on the floor, is there anyone you would dress up as?
Daniel Gillies.
Daniel Gillies.
Let me borrow that
Daniel
jacket.
Gillies. Or Boba Fett. But probably Daniel Gillies.
Boba Gillies.
Combination of the two.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Kiana. I just want to say you're all brilliant actors, and this is the only show. If I have the test, the next I watch it instead of study my test. So my question's for Joseph. Who's Klaus's favorite sibling and why?
Well, not, Klaus's favourite, not my favourite, you understand. Klaus's favourite, I think, is Rebecca. And, is Rebecca, yeah, he's most protective. And Elijah, of course. Always Elijah. It's not Elijah. Not Elijah. Rebecca, because he's been most protective over her. She's been his little sister. I think he feels more sort of parental towards her. So yeah, definitely not Elijah. He's my personal favorite, but that's another story. After the invisibility in the dressing room incident, I want to talk about it.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Haley, and I wanted to know how you guys would want to die in the show.
Wow. That's so good. That's like the best question ever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nerdy, can we write this down?
I know how I want to go.
How?
Out in a blaze of glory, killed by Elijah in a giant sword fight.
Ooh.
That's a great answer.
Maybe it could be a double sort of like, you stabbed me in the heart, but I stabbed you in the heart.
It's true, though. I would want to be...
I bloody died at the same time.
I'd want to be murdered by Klaus,
There you go.
I think I'd want to be finally murdered by Klaus. Or like a mercy killing by Haley. Just like, stop, you fucking idiot. Like, just stop. Sorry, shit. Can I say fucking idiot? Oh, sorry. Oh, I did it again. I won't say it again. I promise I will not say... No.
Umbrella.
Sorry about that. I'm a new father, too. This is disgraceful.
Terrible. You fucking idiot.
9 o'clock.
I think I've said enough.
Yeah, we are now on at 9 p.m.
I would say I would want to die with vampire blood in my system.
I don't want to die.
I want to live. I want to go out like Evil Knievel on a motorcycle, just flying off a ramp. I don't know why. I don't know how we're going to work that in, but that's how I want to go.
Davina's died once already.
How would you like to die a second time?
In the
arms of Cole. In the arms of Caleb. Both of them at the same time.
He knows better than I do.
Read your mind. Read your mind, young lady. Okay, I'm done. I promise.
You said...
Oh, shit. I was hoping you guys would forget about I think it would be really cool if Davina took me out. She went hella dark and took me out. That'd be funny. It'd be fun. Don't get any ideas, Julie.
Julie, do you have an answer?
What, how I'm going to die?
How you would want to die?
How you're going to kill us all
Like
off?
death by Twitter, obviously. Yeah, no, I have the list.
Gotcha.
Lock away to safe.
Wow.
Really not.
Wow.
It's ugly. Very sad. You?
I want to go out like Papa Tunde. I want it to be my choice, my time, and then I want to infuse my soul into a blade that causes suffering to all my enemies.
That is dark. That is really dark.
Thank you for the question.
Next question.
Hi, I'm Maeve, and I just wanted to ask, is there anything that will be happening romantically between Klaus and Camille?
Oh, people are cheering!
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
You answer this. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. I don't right, yeah. I don't know. I think that, in the beginning, when we were putting the show together, the part of Cammy was listed as a romantic interest for Klaus and possibly Marcel, but I think it's evolved beyond that now. She's more like his therapist, isn't she? Although, yeah, they do have those... Hey, come on. They do have those moments. Couch time. Those, those sort of fleeting glances or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. We've certainly been building it for a long time, so maybe, yeah.
So the real question is, why did you walk away, in that scene, in the season finale? We were so close.
Why did I?
Why did you walk away in that?
Because I was reading my script, and after her line, it said Klaus walks away, and so I thought, I better go then. What was that?
Good question.
I think it's time for one more question.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and this is Lila, a big H2O fan. And unfortunately, our question on which creature you would prefer to be has been taken. Glad to hear that some of you prefer to be mermaids. But my question is for Daniel. And, oh yes, I'm talking to you, Mr. Wickham, the bad, bad Mr. Wickham. I would like to know if you would ever consider going back to Bollywood or going back to Jane Austen.
I'd love to go back to both, but I'm pretty occupied right now between being a father and doing the show. But yes, I would love to do both. I particularly loved traveling through India. It was sort of one of the most heartbreaking and beautiful things I've ever experienced. But yeah, I would love to go back to both things, and to do Jane Austen would be amazing.
I'm learning all this stuff about you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you to the cast of the originals.